Welcome back to Misfits, Season 2. Last time, our ever-expanding group of heroes finally arrived in Fordin, where thanks to their contacts to Captain Tolric, they were quickly shown to the two leaders of the Cantavit, or the Cantarit, depending on how you say words, where they were given ranks and rewards for their services to Fordin and to Gorfan. However, the peace wouldn't last, as suddenly the Misfits were ambushed from above by members of the World Enders. Captain Torwick was seriously injured, but the Misfits managed to fight them off, in part thanks to the mysterious knife-wielding turning out to be another Avakirian automaton like Gruver by the name of Mereg. Antony was almost kidnapped, but thanks to the efforts of the robotic assassin and the listener, this was prevented. We left our heroes in the aftermath of the attack, wondering how they got inside and where they had come from. This time in Misfits, on the trail. You've all been standing in the middle of the room where you had got your new armor and such for a few minutes now, just kind of getting your breath back, trying to figure out what on earth just happened, as it all happened very quickly. There's masonry and rubble littering the floor. Luckily, there wasn't too much damage. The explosions were quite small, but all the same, there are some chips and cracks of certain parts of the stonework that's come off of the walls. There is dust hanging in the air. And thankfully, Captain Torwick, who did survive the attack, but was pretty badly injured, has just been taken away by two other members of the Cantavit. And you've been assured that he will make a quick recovery and he will be alright. That sounds entirely possible based on what we've seen of them so far. I'm gonna go and try and get Salowin to come out from behind the corner. Yeah. Marie turns off and heads towards the business elf, who has seen far too much action for his liking, but has kind of just been thrown into all this without much protest. Aris looks to you guys and says, "So you've fought these people before?" You burnt down a mansion? To be fair, yeah. All you missed was the recap, so I figured you wouldn't mind if we skipped it. You fought the World Enders. Yeah. Yeah, there were shadows in the ceiling, you waved at them, they attacked, they tried to kidnap you, they failed. The hooded lady turned out to be another automaton like Ruva, and you are part of the Cantavit now. No, they did not, but that was the super quick summary for Chris. Yeah, Aris is kind of like, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That does seem a bit stupid. What do they want, though? I mean, I guess by the fact they're called the World Enders, they want the world to end, right? That also... Hmm. This, poltergeist, right? Seems like the sooner the better at this point. All of you make me a perception check. What was that, Tan? Oh, I see. It may have been. Yep, all of you. Indeed. It is fairly long. How would former carpenter from the perfectly adequate locale of Vinhurst and present globe-trotting samurai extraordinaire Magnuson? Okay, no, that wasn't that difficult. I've only got 2. Okay, so yeah, so Aris is just kind of standing there pondering what's just happened. Marie is trying to persuade Salowin to come out from the corner. And the rest of you, Howard actually notices first. Reuven notices quickly soon after, and then Tanitha and Anthony notice shortly after. It doesn't take very long for none of you to notice, but the other automaton is kind of just standing there, staring directly at Ruva. This is correct. It is. I have been okay. It has been peculiar these last few centuries. These people on this planet are not like the ones that created us. You certainly have. I must give my apologies for not revealing myself sooner, but I wasn't entirely sure if I should or if I should leave you to be by yourself. How did you get away from our home? Sorry, I put you on the spot a little bit here, but I see. That too is how I escaped. But you would not have recognized me, as I killed one of them and wore there as a disguise. But this is not longer relevant. I am glad to see that you are safe. Do you know anything of the others? She cocks ahead. Another, not one of the 10. Interesting. You have my respect, human. It is not easy to fend off one of our kind. I will properly introduce myself. I am Mereg, the assassin, the second of the Avakirin automatons. I know Ruva from many centuries ago, but have not seen him since I was deactivated, or shortly after. I can't entirely recall. It looks like they're about to say something else. When the man and woman who you met before, who kind of like, you know, did all the paperwork and everything to get you guys members of the Cantavit come in. We promised when we said that we weren't going to give you a trial. We weren't joking. This was not supposed to happen. Yes, well. Yeah, this is... Yeah. Yeah. He's what? He's just he's a misfit like you. There's no difference. Yeah, he's a banker. Anywho, um, you, you've all proven yourselves once again. Captain Tolwick would certainly not be alive without your help, and many others may have lost their lives as well. That being said, it does somewhat appear that they were here and waiting for you, which, unfortunately, suggests we have a leak. It's certainly... Believe me, we are looking into all of those possible fields, but there are elements of the nobility who have information on the Cantavit as well. It could honestly be from anyone, and given your information about Duke Gawain, it's entirely possible that other people with similar status are members as well. That is most reassuring, Tanitha, thank you. We do not. But anyway, in the meantime, in light of recent events, it seems like it would be in the interest of everyone to grant you refuge within the tower. Obviously, it is not impenetrable, but it is certainly safer than any tavern or guild house you may find outside the walls. And if more of these world enders are to come looking for you, in here at least there will be less civilians who could potentially get injured. If you come with me, I'll show you to your lodgings. And these are yours, by the way, as long as you're part of the Cantavit. Yes. So yeah, he motions for... Do not worry, Harold, we have everything taken care of. So yeah, the man motions for you to follow him, while the lady is still speaking to some of the other Cantavit members who are around. Marie has finally managed to get Salwin to get up and to come with you. He looks a lot less pale now. Yeah. On the inside, lots of stone, lots of suits of armor, different styles though, and you notice different like not just different styles for humans, but like just very different types of armor. Like some is for clearly for like gnomes and halflings, and some is for half orcs. You see some with like pointy bits to protect ears, which is probably for Maya. So all sorts of armor. None for robots, oddly enough, but there are a couple of statues which look. They don't look very much like Ruva or Mereg, but there's certain aspects of them which seem somewhat reminiscent, as if from like an ancient drawing or something that some artist has expanded upon, perhaps. The light all seems to be magic. There are lights in the ceiling, but the way that they're glowing, those of you who have magical abilities, you kind of feel a faint aura off of them. And even Anthony. True. It's fine. No, the bonfire was fine, so these lights are fine. There are windows. They're not particularly frequent where you are right now. But as you go higher up the tower, you climb some stairs, which takes you into another large open bit where there appear to be lots of the peculiar uppy-downy devices again that Captain Torvik took you on before. Oh, he's back. It was Howard being like, "What about the damp?" So yeah, the man points to Ascender number 3. He says, "This is you. If you'd like to step on here, we will take you up." Okay. You will get on. And he explains, okay, so these can take you up to any of the floors above to an extent. How you do it exactly is with the amount of pulls you pull on this rope. He motions to a rope. You guys are on floor 70, which is 5 pulls because this is the 20th floor. So you pull the rope 5 times. He does so. And you hear a ringing sound after he stops after a couple of seconds, and the lift starts to move. A bit more slowly and gracefully than the one that Torvik took you down before. And he says the lift will slow and stop for long enough for everyone to get off, and then return. When you need the lift, you just press the button on the outside of your floor and the ascender will come back up. Anyway, here we are. These things are very, very normal in Fordin because of all the huge buildings we have, but they're definitely new to the wider world, that's for sure, and Harold. But in here, I assure you, they are quite normal. So yeah, he leads you out onto floor 70, and to a room at the very end of the corridor. This door will open for any of you, and any people you choose to allow it entry to, but no one else. If you'd like to go in, have a look around, I'm sure everything should be self-explanatory. There is a room for each of you. Merrigan, Ruva, I know you probably don't need rooms, but they're there anyhow. Please, make yourselves at home. Yes, Talitha? That's the plan. Someone with... We've not had any problems before. Oh, I'm sorry. My voice is a bit messed up at the moment. It is not... We've never had any issues with it before. We lost hand left and rejoined. Can you hear better now? Oh no. Cool. We shall see. Yeah, he said they're not had any problems so far. If you wish to allow the staff to come in to, you know, clean your room or whatever, then you can give them that permission. But as of now, it is strictly you lot. No one else. Not even me. Not even them. Anyway, I will leave you to it for now. We need to have a meeting with you this evening about some things that need doing. But please, make yourselves at home for the moment, and we'll see you in about an hour. I'll come back up and meet you. See you in a bit. Yep, so you go in through the door, as Tanith already has. and it's pretty massive. So yeah, the kind of the area you come immediately into is like a large circle. There is a fire in the middle, magical. Um, and there's lots of seats around it. There's tables to the sides that can be moved, you know, for eating and such. And then behind them, there's like a step up, and then there appears to be a place for like cooking if necessary. And then behind that, there is a whole bunch of doors, which all have names on, or in fact, actually, all but a couple have names on. A couple do not have names on. They just appear to be additional rooms. Um, yeah, so past the there's kind of like the doors on two sides, kind of like in the ship, and then at the end there is quite a large window. So looking out the window, you are very high up, um, about as high, if not a bit higher than the airship when you came in. There are no ledges, no. Um, the window does not open. How was just trying to make sure no one can sneak in? It's like, yeah, it's quite a nice view over the largest city. Um, mhm. But yeah, uh, yeah, it's a fairly nice view. There don't appear to be any easy ways to get up to it. That's for certain. Yes, there is not a balcony. Harold will be pleased to know that his door is also normal. Are you going to say something else, Tanitha? No, cool. Um, yeah. So in terms of your rooms, um, they're all pretty sparse for now. Like they've all got, you know, beds and such in them. Um, Harold's is a lot more swamp-like. The air's a lot more damp. There is like a a puddle thing. You know, the kind of thing you want to sleep in. I don't really know how to describe it, but you know what I mean. Um, a puddle, yeah, generic puddle. Um, yeah, Anthony. Okay, Anthony. On going into your room, you see a letter on the desk next to your bed. A letter, like a letter in an envelope. Oh, I see. What kind of envelope? Make me a. Hmm,
Yeah, maybe a perception check. Actually, no, maybe an investigation. That makes more sense. Library research.
Okay, you notice almost straight away that yes, but it looks to be the same type of envelope that you found within the box. That was a letter from Poltergeist. You should do. It's pretty important. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Fair enough. So you open the letter, and sure enough, you recognise the handwriting as well. It is definitely from Poltergeist. Anthony, it says, if you're reading this letter, then it means that you have managed to get to Fordin as I instructed. The magic on it should be strong enough that it should be able to find you anywhere. If you're here, then know that I will be with you shortly, but am currently having a bit of trouble with some of the world enders just outside the kingdom. Keep a low profile and make sure that the fewer people who know about the Tower Scant, the better. I hope it will not be long until I see you and your companions. I assume there are companions, though, if you have come all the way by yourself, then that's incredibly impressive, so good job. I'm sure your father will be very proud. See you soon, Poltergeist. Yep, I believe Anthony told you. Yep, probably. All you know is the name, you don't know what it does. It's another box. There's a lot of boxes at the moment. I don't know. I'm gonna say yes. Okay. Well, you do so. Yeah, does anyone else want to do anything particular in the meantime before the hour is up? I will mention to you this is a short rest, so if you want to use any of the hit dice, now is the time. Yep. It's a short rest, so you can use up to the amount of hit dice you have, which I believe is 5. Well, yeah, but you're level 5, Daniel. It does. It goes up as your level does. Cool. Yeah, I believe so. I'd say so anyway. Okay. You cannot. Okay. Oh yeah, he used his... Yeah. Well, hey. Mhm. Anthony, you decide to look in the box that you were given. Hmm. And surely enough, there is an item in the box. It appears to be a headband. It's a very ornate headband. It's a deep crimson with kind of gold, like writing almost on it. Um, can you read all languages? Okay, well you can't read currently what it says. It's a little thin metal headband. Okay. Yep, you start attuning to it. Um,
Yeah, as of right now, there is no immediate. You can't notice immediate any difference, but you can definitely sense the magic within it. The box is still intact, and it is just a box. Yeah. Okay. Your box. Well, your box had lots of rings in it last time, and this time still has lots of rings in it. I mean, you are well aware that some of them are definitely magical, but you haven't had a chance to take time to attune to them. Yeah. Like, if you just put one on, then, after time. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. May I ask, Chris, what has Anthony done / been doing with the tower scan up to this point? Cool. Makes sense. Okay, yeah, you have a heart attack for a moment, but no, it is still there. Mhm. Um, yeah. Aaron, was it Ruva who had the peculiar book? Yes, okay. There's still no use for it, I just wanted to make sure. Sorry to get your hopes up. The book. There's a book that Ruva took from the... Did you take it from Gawin's house?
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Make me an intelligence roll, actually.
Ooh, okay. You do remember seeing some writing about Fordin in the book. Yes, you could not read the book, but you remember seeing the name Fordin in it. That's just something that suddenly, comes to you while you're like, mm-hmm. No, it's just a nugget of information that you have gained. Yeah, you guys continue doing, random stuff, exploring your new rooms and everything. And then you hear a knock on the door. On the main door. The main door. It is the man from before. Yeah. It is me. You recognize the voice as the guy from before. I realize I haven't actually introduced myself yet. My name is Grelgar. Oh, yeah. But that's because the door is still closed. I honestly do not mind. You do not have to open it for me, but I can't. Yeah, it's him. I can't show you back down to the meeting chambers if you do not come with me. But I can stand at the end of the corridor if that would make you all feel safer. I understand. You've been almost stabbed a lot more times. Yes, so true. He also says there are some finances that have been sent your way that we'll need looking at. You don't have to pay rent. This is a reward. Money that is for you is what I mean, not money that you owe. Misfits. I mean, obviously, if you want things like your weapons maintaining and equipment seeing to make sure it's all in good shape, then these are all things that can be done for you through the Cantavit, but there are no immediate outgoings that you need to pay. There are just some finances coming in from various places that need to be properly sorted. Do any of you know how to deal with at this point, like someone charges past at great speed? No, not no, from behind you. From behind you. It is. I was a banker before I was here. I mean, banker's not really the right word. No, I don't think I'm ever going to find the people I was with again. So, um, I'm not great in a fight, and I'm not sure that I've got the nerves for it. But this lot have saved my life on multiple times, and if I can help by organizing and regulating their money for them, then that might be some small payment to what I owe them. It also means I can stay here and not get myself shot at and swung at by swords as much, hopefully. Yes, I was thinking that Harold, but you didn't need to remind me. Well, I'll keep this on my person, and at least I'll have something. Pats to the gun thing. Better armed than I was before, I suppose. Yeah, so Grelgar nods to him and says, "Very well, then that is sorted for now. If the rest of you would like to come with me, and I'm sure Saluin can handle the rest." "That sounds fine to me," he says, and sits at a table with lots of pieces of paper on it that you'd all kind of just not noticed before, but was there. Yeah, pretty much. But yes, do the rest of you follow Grelgar? Be like, no. If that is your name. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he'd lead you back down a couple of floors and into a large room where he and the lady from before are sitting, and a few other people in similar looking robes to them. "Welcome, Norris Cantavit. Thank you for joining us on relatively short notice so soon after you've already performed acts of great heroism for us. But we have another act of great heroism." "Take them out of the line of fire." This is all just a great big conspiracy. Yeah, no, great heroism. We have another mission for you. One of quite a bit of importance that requires your specific expertise. Obviously, if you don't wish to
take it, then we can pass it off to someone else. But we figured, given what it's about and who it's about, we should ask you first. You all have had dealings with the World Enders. Well, today in fact, but I believe before then as well, from what Grelgar and Miriel have told me. This is the third man speaking now. Well, we have reasons to believe that... well, you're not as far off the mark as you might imagine, Harold. We have reason to believe that they have a base of operations not too far away from this place. Definitely inside the upper part of the city. See, we had a report of some individuals who looked vaguely similar to the people we have uncovered from the attack earlier, moving in the general direction of the city. Just nothing in particular to be concerned of initially, as we make notes of all large groups moving in the direction, but don't particularly, keep an eye on them. It's just to make sure, in case something like this does happen, that we have an idea of who or what they were. But they were seen on a few occasions, and they came from a certain district in the upper city. We believe that the World Enders must have a base of operations here. However, this is a very expensive area, so it is likely that they are actually hidden somewhere beneath the city. There are expensive sewer systems, dark alleys between things. Expansive. There are expensive expansive sewer systems beneath the upper city. The area is expensive and expansive. The sewer systems aren't cheap, but they're not expensive. So it is more likely, but not impossible. Okay, yeah, they're big. The sewers are big. They could easily be hiding out there and just moving to evade the occasional patrols that have a look down there. It's not impossible. I suppose it's also possible that they have one of the rooms in one of the towers, but that seems a bit more complex. But you never know. Anyway, we would like you to investigate these matters and see if you can locate and apprehend the World Enders. Yeah, we use the term lightly. If as many as possible. Preferably I would be very impressed if you set fire to a stone water-covered structure, but we can survive without the system if it comes down to it. Certainly. Indeed. We would like you to perform this soon if possible. We wouldn't expect you to go this evening, that would be asking a bit much, but the longer we wait, the longer they have a chance to relocate and we lose potentially finding them. Oh, it's gone down! Okay, the connection has apparently returned. I'd been looking at the green and then suddenly it went down, but it didn't. I didn't notice. Um, we wouldn't expect you to go this evening. Obviously, that would be asking far too much of you. But the longer it takes, the less likely we are to find them at all. The sector of the city that they live in is quite near to what is known among people as the... Where the flip is the word that I used? No, it wasn't that word this time. It also wasn't that word. Ah, that's what it was. It's quite near to what is known as the Loosemouth Market. Don't know why, but because people tend to be quite happy to give up information here. Whether it's gossip or truthful or complete hearsay is a bit harder to discern, but if... Anyway, we'll leave the rest up to you, and we'll look forward. We would prefer that you kept both your and the Cantavit as a whole reputation intact with the people of Fordin, but again, if sacrifices have to be made, we don't want to get into this. You sure like that turn of phrase, Harold? You wouldn't be wrong. Please take these. They open a box and present it towards you. They are assistance flares. You lift them up into the air, pull the trigger on it like a crossbow, and it sends up a bright light which will attract any Cantavit in the area and which will also be seen from here. They hang in the air for quite a while, so they can also provide light, but they are primarily supposed to be used to ask for assistance. If it's something you can handle, please, try and refrain from using them. They are only used for absolute emergencies, as they do somewhat disrupt both the Cantavit operations, and the citizens get very unnerved by them because they generally mean something dangerous is happening. But we wouldn't want you going into any situations without them. This is true. If you're on the sewers, there might be a bit more trouble. But hopefully there won't be that many of the world enders left at this point, and you should be able to take them out no problem. Anyway, we'll leave this with you. Good luck! Have they ever spoken? Hmm. Mm-hmm. River could affirm that that is correct. They're pretending to be people that they're not and such. Okay. The people file out of the room, and you guys are left there. Ah, so, yeah, it's been interesting, but it's okay. Yeah, it does, but it's okay. Yeah, there we go. Righto. Okay. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? Anthony, get off YouTube. Indeed. I will point out to you guys that it is kind of late afternoon now, so you absolutely can go to the market, but just so you know what the time is. Sure. No, they would not, but they have meat on a stick. It's still meat on a stick. Yeah, but it's still meat on a stick that then comes off of the stick. It's just you put it in bread before eating it instead of eating it straight from the stick. The start and end result are the same. Yes, it is. You eat it. Well, you both do. I'm joking. Okay, so, yeah. You can. I am currently in the process of drawing one which is not finished, so I cannot actually give you a map yet, but you guys can absolutely get a map of the city. So you guys now have a map of the city. Congratulations. Harold, make a note that you have a map of the city. Cool. So yeah, the person who gives you the map also marks, the place where you're going and where the market is. And the entrances to the sewers are on this map as well. And the market does have food there apparently. In fact, that's more. It becomes more of a more of a food market in the evening. Yeah, no, the sewers are everywhere. They are pretty convinced that the world enders are within the upper city, which tends to be more wealthy. But there are certainly like still poorer elements. I will tell you now because I feel that it is kind of necessary that if you wished to split the party, this would be a time that I would say it's not stupid. And I'm not just saying that to get you all killed, because that'd be very detrimental. To cover multiple things at once. I also do not eat. Mereg. Or, or the, and you know, Aris isn't too hungry at the moment. It's you. Indeed. Okay. Indeed. Indeed. So, you guys head off. Ruva, Aris, Mereg, and Marie as well head over to the sewers entrance, while the rest of you head to the market. And we'll take a quick couple of minute break before we see what happens there.
Okay. Aris. It's the Panda Cleric. Who did you think Aris was? Ah, no, no. Yeah, so Captain Tolric was the head of like the guards that you knew. He was head of the boat and the guards on the boat. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, he didn't. He still had rank. He is a captain of an airship. He was just here because he was trying to help you guys out because you helped him out so much. It's both. He just likes boats. I see. Oh no, he's pretty athletic. But he could be large and also just be athletic, I guess. Yeah, cool. Aaron, are you here? Cool. And Chris, are you here? Cool. We shall continue. Hmm. So, we'll start with Ruva. You easily managed to find your way to the sewers. The grates are quite clear, um, and you have the right. You've been given the right pieces of equipment in order to, you know, bring them up and get in and start your explorations underneath. So, it is dark when you jump down. Do you have dark vision? No. I don't believe I don't believe you do. I don't believe Merrick does. I don't Aris doesn't. Um and I don't think halflings do. So none of you have dark vision. Luckily you do have torches. Or cast light maybe, I don't know. Okay. That could also work. So yeah, you guys have enough light, you know, it's not perfect, but it's I mean it's better light than dark vision actually. Dan, just so you know, you're breathing on the mic again. That's right. Um So yeah, you know, the light's a bit flickery, but it does produce quite a bit of light, as you can see we're going. These are very wide tunnels. Yeah, so you've kind of got like a path on each side, and then like the water, like the sewer water running down the middle of it. It's quite low at the moment, and the smell isn't too bad actually. Uh, can you smell? Yeah. Um, yeah. So yeah, you know, if you did choose to smell, it doesn't smell too bad. So you know, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah. So yeah, it kind of it goes out to the left and right from where you're standing. You're at a junction. So you just look at you and say, right, mover, left it is. Let's go. Indeed. And what is the marching order? It's you, Mereg, Aris, and Marie. Okay. Mover, Aris, Mereg, Marie. Okay. Team Ram on the move. Okay. So yeah, you start to head off down towards the left. It's very quiet, but you're keeping your eyes open. Would you like to make me a perception check, please? And you can do so with advantage, because there are lots of others also. Okay. So yeah, like they said, it's stone. It all looks pretty well maintained. And there are no clear signs of people being down here recently. You can kind of see, like, where you've been, the floor's kind of coated in a very light layer of moisture, so looking behind you, you can just about see, like, imprints of where you've been. And there's none of that ahead of you, so it seems at least no one's been here recently. And yeah, very quiet, no real sounds. You see, like, one or two mice scurry past, but not a lot just yet. Yeah, yeah. Yes, you can. Yeah, you were going in the right way. You were going the right way. Okay. You do so. After a few more minutes of walking, with seeing the same kind of occurrences as previous, um, the sewer continues ahead, but also goes off to the right. Either way will keep you within the upper city. Okay. Continue to head onwards. What was your perception? 18. So yeah, you notice this as you start to move into this bit, it does seem older. The bricks seem like they aren't as new. They're a bit more crumbled. It looks a bit. It still looks well maintained. It just looks older. And you notice that it is starting to smell a little bit more. Still not a lot, but there's a notable increase. Mhm. So yeah, you continue to press on. Meanwhile, on the top side, we have Tan, Anthony, and Harold. Team Hat. We're not doing this again. guess in a way. Um, yeah. So you guys have been heading to the market, yeah. It takes you about just under 10 minutes to get there. You use the map for a bit, but then by the time you're over halfway there, you can smell it and hear it. You were snoring. You're at the market. You've not missed anything. You've just no, you missed what was happening for Aaron Mover. Yeah. So right. That's alright. You're tired. It's fair enough. It's okay. It's okay. Um. So yeah, the rest of you head into the market. Um. There are lots of stalls with meat on them. Like you said, what you're looking for. Um. You can get one of those. Um. Easy enough. Yeah. There's meat. There's fish. Um. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. They do that. Um. You all manage to get whatever food you're looking for. There seems to be pretty much everything here. There's also like kind of taverns, but like not within houses. They're kind of like tent taverns. Um, yeah, which are like benches and like lots of barrels full of like ale and stuff, but they're kind of more outsidey. And there's also people selling all sorts of things: necklaces, brooches, paintings, art spheres, the like. Um, someday, someday. Um, the cheapest art sphere you see is 75 gold. Says, I'm afraid I do not currently have any art spheres that cheap, sir. I think that was. I do. I do occasionally have cheaper ones come in, sir. So if you want to check back with me another time, then I might have a cheaper one that you could get. Well, there's a couple of tailors, sir. We don't really have any. Yeah, we don't have any armor smiths really, so I don't know. But you could have a look. He takes it. He's a bit confused, but yeah. Yeah, it did. It was old. hmm
Okay. So Anthony heads off to the tailor's. Mm. Um, yeah, I mean, you've got your, yeah, you've got your Cantavit outfits, so the people are, given that you're just wanting like one thing, they give them to you on the house. Exactly. So yeah, you guys all head over to a couple of the tailors. Uh, I'll be honest, Chris, the stuff they have is really expensive, and none of it seems to be holding any resistances. They tell you that there's a man who's here every couple of weeks, who has that kind of stuff, but he left a few days ago, so he might be not back for a while. You live at the. Hmm.
Again, he looks very confused, but he takes it.
Right. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. To find information. Um. Yeah, sure. Hmm. I'm sorry, sir. I've not heard of them. Are they a travelling band? That's how it works. You okay? I guess thanks for that. You could try one of the taverns. They might have more information. Yeah, that's who he was kind of speaking to. You're welcome, lady. Okay, Anthony goes and does that. Hmm. Yeah, so Anthony's gone to get more meat. If he wants, if he wants another full bag of meat, that's going to be 2 gold, Chris. You get 7 sausages. 2 steaks. Ribeye. Ribeye flipping hippogriff steaks. I don't flipping know. Yep. They are, but Anthony didn't know that. Um, uh, 3, 3, uh, pork bellies. Of course pigs exist. Yeah. We're in El Khan. El Khan. El Khan. Mhm. A black pudding. Mhm. And a kilo of flail snail mince. Yeah, have you ever heard of flail snail mince before? Come on. Well, the pork isn't from a yeah, in the capital. Yeah. And you're like, makes sense. Here you go. and walk out happily with your purchase. Right, okay. What are Harold and Tanitha doing while at Mhm. Mhm. There is a tavern tent right behind you. Indeed. You can't see a name or sign. Because it is clearly a tavern. Well, there's lots of seats with people drinking beer and stuff. All that, I guess. Mhm. Okay. So yeah, there's lots of people sitting around drinking. Lots and lots of them talking. And yeah, they all seem pretty happy, pretty cheerful. Yeah, there's a few people by themselves. There's not that you can see. The tavern keeper's currently not serving anyone. She's a dwarf, you think. Um, and there is a man that's sitting by himself as well. And there's a few kids like who aren't in the bar, but they're kind of sitting like on the seats at the edge. Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, but what? There's not just one kind of alcohol, buddy. Okay, that one? Yeah. Roll me a d20. Okay. Okay. He has successfully ordered an alcohol. It does. Who do you go to? Mhm. Okay. So you go and sit next to probably the man, I think. The man who's sitting by himself. Yeah, you don't need to tell me twice. What have you been up to all day then? Really? Why would you want to do that? Hmm. Hey, you ain't one of those world ender types, are you? No. Bunch of nutters if you ask me. Yes, of course I'm sure. Think I would know if I was a crazy person trying to end the world or something, wouldn't I? But do you want to know where they are? Well, I believe I know where they have their hideout. I could take you there if you wanted. But only you. Are you going actually with him? Because so far I've got you standing at the edge of the bar still. Okay. Yeah. They're not with you. You're motioning to them. Well, you can show them later. Quick, this way with me. He downs his drink, downs yours, and pulls you, yeah, and pulls Anthony away down one of the streets. Nope, nope. We're gonna jump back to Ruva and Team Ram now. Okay. You've been walking for quite a while now. And you can actually hear above you what sounds like lots of people talking and moving about, which puts you kind of indeed. So yeah, you think you're probably underneath the marker anyway now. Make me another perception check at advantage. What are the odds of that? Okay. It's starting to look a lot more decrepit down here. There's also boxes littered about, which make getting around a bit more difficult. Not impossible, but they're just kind of in the way. Make me a history or intelligence. I mean, intelligence and history if you got it. Wow. Nice. Okay, so you recognize some of these boxes. They belonged. They have a mark in the corner of them, which was used by a group of human smugglers 250 years ago. And the wood is looking very, very bad, so you reckon these have been down here a long time. Maybe not quite that long ago, but a long time. Okay. You look inside one of the boxes. Inside, you see a lot of books. But small book, kind of like handbooks. They are also looking very old and worn at this point. The pages are kind of curling and torn, most of them are quite damp. But there are a couple that are intact. They have like a dark black leather casing. And they fit into your hand quite well because your hand's quite big, it's quite small. You can. The first page of it says, "Here lies an account of the beliefs and views of the world enders." Either is possible in your mind at this point. Looking at the rest of the pages, you are frustrated to see that it is written in the same peculiar language as the book you already have. Which I will point out is not the same book, it's a much bigger book. But they are written in the same language. Again, you can pick out certain words that seem to be place names, but the rest of the words seem to be not ones that you recognise.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. As you look up, you see a figure for a split second peering around the corner before it dashes off, and you can hear the footsteps echoing down the sewers.
What do you do? Like 3 feet wide? The waterway is 10 feet wide. You cannot tell how deep it is. It could be quite deep, it could be quite shallow, it's hard to tell. I thought you were going to ask that. Yes, cornering would be difficult, but it would be wide enough for a horse, yes. Hmm. Okay.
You become Warhorse. Okay.
Okay, so, make me a dex check, please. For horse versus corner. It would be a shame. But that is fine. You managed to take this corner without losing too much speed. The ground is not particularly wet ground here, so you're not actually losing much traction. And you take off. The others are running behind. Obviously, they're going much slower, but they are on their way. So yeah, you managed to get around the corner, chasing after this guy. He turns and lets out a yelp as he sees that suddenly this horse is chasing him. He pulls a group of crates that have been stacked high next to him down across the path as he's running to try and delay you. I'm going to want an athletics check though. These. I don't think so, but I see. So 22, yeah, you easily clear it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It appears to be a man, yes. You continue round another corner, Your previous checks were good enough, so I'm not gonna make you roll for that again. Um, and you're pretty much right on him now. Um, he can't get away from you. So what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm. Which you have. Okay. Okay. Good. Unfortunately so. Um, this guy is gonna put up his hand to say, "I surrender! I surrender!" Who, what even are you? Mm, the world enders. Um, 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 I, I don't, I don't know anyone by that. No, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I was just down here looking for resources, things to use. Sometimes people leave stuff down here in the crates from the old days when the smugglers used to come through here. Some of it's not been picked off yet, and it's good when you're in a spot of trouble money wise sometimes. So, but I don't the world enders. Any idea what they? No, no, not anymore. The patrols are too frequent these days. I mean, they're still few and far between, but you never know when one's gonna come down. So I don't think smugglers or anyone really use the sewers anymore. But what do these world enders look like?
Um, I mean, Gaween's royal like personal guards probably won't be here. I mean, they wore a lot of black and they wore hoods. Hmm. Yeah, it is on the book actually. Yeah, not in the sewer, but I think above it I have. I can show you if you'd like. I I won't be able to at the moment. I'm not entirely I'm not entirely sure where we are in relations to the map at the moment, but once we're up top, I should be able to do that for you. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, they do after not too long. Yeah, they're going a full pelt. Mm-hmm. Well, sounds okay. Let's go.
And you all head off. Meanwhile, Anthony, you're following the man. He's still pulling you by the arm. It's down this way and through here. Quick, spit it out loud. I don't have all the day. I have places to be. I don't. You can have this one on me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't require that. It's okay.
Keep going. Come on. This way. This way. Right. Be quiet. We need to be quiet here, otherwise the outer guards might see us. And he starts to sneak along a small side road. Can you make me a stealth check, please, Chris? Okay. You manage to knock into like a crate which rattles a bit, and he's like, "Shh, shh, be quiet." They have guards on the outside in plain clothes, so they blend in with the passers-by. We don't know which are them and which are not. So you have to be quiet so they do not see you, even if they are just passers-by and not the guards. We cannot be sure. Do you understand? Okay. Let's keep going. Follow me. Is your face known to them? That's really flipping weird, but okay. Good thing my face isn't known to them, though, isn't it? Otherwise, you'd kind of shot yourself in the foot there. No, he said, good thing it isn't. Okay, we're going to walk across this place as if, nothing's wrong. And, well, no. But we're trying to find, you know, these world enders, right? And, they're pretty bad people, so there's kind of something wrong, but let's go. Yeah, he strolls across the path and motions for you to follow him. Okay. Please make me a performance check. Okay, not perfect, but you think you put it off pretty well. Okay. He continues to lead you down a few other small streets to try and apparently elude some of the guard positions. Can you make me a perception check, please, Chris? They're just an 8? Okay, cool. Yep, okay, cool, thank you. Um, and he gets to another point where he says, okay, we need to be very quiet around here again. I think this is one of the places where there are more patrols. If we see anyone in black, then that is most likely a world ender. We can't be sure, but it's likely. So quiet. Try and stay in the shadows wherever possible. Do you understand? Okay, let's go. Another stealth check, please. They're pretty dark. The buildings are quite high, so um potentially, but there are like occasionally people walking through these ways as well, and they're quite narrow, so okay. Mm, yep. Okay. Yeah, better. Yeah, you managed to not make any particularly loud noises. Like you're not massively stealthy, but you're not particularly loud. You nearly get to the edge where he says, get back now." And he crouches down, and a figure in what looks like a black robe walks past and stops for a second, glances down towards you, but doesn't seem to notice you. You cannot. You cannot see it, sadly. And then walks on. He turns back to you. That was close. Good reactions, though. Right, come on, this way. Hmm. Make me another perception check. Okay, cool, thank you. Okay, right, we're gonna go back to the others now. Um, Tan and Harold. Anthony's disappeared. What are you doing?
Harold, wake up! I thought he was asleep. I could hear him. I could hear him being in it for a while, and I thought he was asleep. And he's probably deeper in sleep now because no, we probably shouldn't wake him up. Yeah. Chris, no, don't wake him up. He's not waking up. It's cool. He can sleep. He can sleep. Yes. Uh, that is why. Yeah. Tan was asking you if you had seen where Anthony went. Yeah, we did. It's all right. No, no, you didn't. You just, Mrs. Bartender, but yeah. Yes. Yeah. I don't know where he went. He went over there a moment ago, but are you with him? Do you need something? I'm afraid I don't know where he went. No, of course not. Um, what are you? You're all part of the Cantavit, right? Are you on business then? I see. I mean, he may have been asking one of my patrons about whatever it is what is you're working on. Maybe I might know where someone has taken him if he has been asking them questions. Oh, and who would they be? Oh, I think I know who you mean. I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know where he's probably gone. There is a tavern about 15 minutes away. Do you have a map? She marks a building that's like, yeah,
a few streets away from you. There's a tavern just here. It has a cellar underground. I believe the people that you're looking for are probably in there. That's okay. No problem. I hope you get the people you're looking for. Um, it was late afternoon. It's been like an hour. It's still quite light here, and there's still plenty of people about. So it's definitely everything's not closing up and everything yet. Tomorrow might be the weekend, I guess. So Yeah. Well, shush. You asked me what day it was when I put a message in the Skype on Sunday, so I'm having none of that. Chan. I was like, game on Wednesday, and they were like, what day is it? And I was like, Sunday. Cool. I thought I did, but maybe you did too. Anywho, so you guys are gonna follow your. No problem. I hope you find the people. They don't seem as if they were. Okay. You guys head off, following these instructions.
Indeed. Yep, it was indeed Anthony. So yeah. Whoever's got the map, can they please make me a I guess. Okay. I suppose a survival roll to map, I guess. Yeah, I think survival. Just wisdom if you don't have survival. I'm afraid not. Was. Okay. So you take a couple of wrong turns, there's a lot of people, so you get turned about a bit, so it takes you a little bit of time. But finally you do manage to get to the outside of the pub. Indeed. Meanwhile, Anthony, you have been going for quite a bit now. You've been stopping and starting, making sure that you haven't been spotted. Can you make me another perception check, please? Okay. So yeah, there have been a couple of close calls where people in dark clothes have gone past, but they haven't seen you, so you've been pretty lucky so far. Yeah, Anthony's with the man that he got to go with him. The man's showing him the way. Okay, we're almost there. Just a couple more streets, and I think we'll have made it. And yeah, he heads off again. Yes. Well, you said you were lonely, and I felt bad, so I thought I'd help you find these. Yeah. You said you were lonely, and you were trying to find more world-ending people. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, no time for that now. Come on, we're almost there. It's not someone off again. Ruva, you have followed this man back to the surface. And yeah, I think you were in standby mode, Daniel. Um, that's right. And did you hear the bit about Ruva being a horse and chasing a man through the sewers? Fair enough. I'm like 99% sure he did. I was just like happy to let him doze because he's very tired and he wasn't, you know, an active character at that point anyway, so he didn't technically need to be asleep. I mean, awake. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. They explored for a bit. Then Ruva uh was investigating. Then they found a guy, chased him as a horse, managed to capture him. He said he thinks he might know where they are, and was taking them there. Chris and the other guy kept exploring, and then it was you guys, which you know. Don't worry, don't worry, don't you worry about it. It's okay. So yeah, this guy has led you up, out of one of the other sewer doors, sewer entrances. I don't believe it was too far from here. Right, if I can get my bearings now, I should be able to mark it on the map for you. Oh gosh. Um, yeah, you're not there. This is Team Ram. So yeah, yeah. So he takes a moment to look around. He's like, okay, yeah. If you give me the map, I should be able to mark the location on it, and I can take you there as well. But yeah, if you need to go back or something.
I see. Of course not. Of course not. I don't want anything to do with them. That's yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. No. No. Yeah. You, if you get close to each other, you will be able to see each other, but at a distance, you're still going to be a bit lost. Yep.
Okay. Um, you leave the man. And yes, indeed. Okay. Meanwhile, Tan and Harold, you're outside uh, the tavern. If you'd both like to make me a perception check. Okay. Perception. 15. Okay. You both notice quite quickly that there is what appears to be like I forget the name of it, but one of those, doors that you have to a cellar that are like in the ground. Not a trapdoor, like is it like a storm? Yeah, one of those doors. But they're used for like taking supplies down to underneath the like establishment. One of those, wherever it is. Um, uh, like round the side alley of the tavern. Obviously, there's also the main tavern door. Um, but yeah, you both pick up on that. It looks like a pretty um standard tavern from the outside. You can see a fair few patrons inside. It seems pretty upbeat, pretty normal. What would you like to do? No. No, there are not. They did. You cannot see it. Um, hmm. There's not on the door, but actually, as you look closer at the well, we're going to call it the trapdoor, you realise that there might actually be a person next to it. Hmm. So, what exactly are you doing? Hmm. Okay, you head inside. And yeah, it's quite a small, quaint little tavern. There's a couple of people behind the bar. There's a couple of barmaids. There's a few patrons with their drinks, chatting and talking to each other. Nothing out of the ordinary from what you can see at present. Uh,
one of the barmaids comes over to the two of you. Um, it's another Maya. Um, it's another cat person, like Tan. Um, and she comes over and says, "Hello, can I help you too?" You are correct, sir. That is what we are here for, sir. That is why we are here. Quite correct. Would you like to take a seat somewhere, and then you can come to the bar if you would like a drink? Very good. Well, please make yourselves comfortable, and then feel free to come to the bar when you want something. Yeah, there's the trademark Strider table in the corner. Someone got it. Someone got that reference. Cool. You can wear a cloak and smoke a pipe. Mm-hmm. Maybe another perception roll. Nah, he's not here. He's by the trapdoor. You went in the main door. That's all right. You don't notice him noticing you. You can kind of. None of the windows are near the trapdoor. Um, not not really. You get a couple of glances because obviously you're well, one, you're a lizard and a cat. Two, you're the city's elite guard. Um, but they kind of glance, assume, I guess, you're off duty and just go back to their own things. You know, or here on official business. But you haven't gone up to any of them to ask many questions, so they don't seem too fussed. Indeed. So yeah, do you guys sit down? You sit in the corner. Do you order drinks or second drink of the 10 minutes? Ah, wasn't it? Okay, okay. I mean, Tan specified that you'd ordered a drink, so you ordered a drink of sorts. Okay. Um. So yeah, you order another drink. Um. Yeah. I think I know just what you would like. And she pours to. Oh my gosh. To ambery liquid into the glasses and passes them to you. There you go. I hope you enjoy those. They've got a really nice flavour. It's honey blossom. It's sometimes a bit sweet for people, but I think you'll like it. You're very welcome. Ah, not particularly. Um, she's kind of just clearing the bar and doing, like, barmaid jobs, but she does keep glancing at you, Tan. If I may ask, what are you two here for? Like, if you're just here for a drink, that's fine, but is you any official business? Oh, I see. I mean, we don't get too many younger people in here, but I don't know, one of the folk outside may have seen him go past. It is quite a common frequented uh, street, this one. Okay, well, feel free to wait for him as long as you need. Let me know if you need anything else. You wait a few minutes, no Anthony shows up. You wait a few minutes, no Anthony shows up. No Anthony shows up. Yeah. Cool. You should both look to make me a perception check. No, don't think so. Yep. You didn't miss anything. Um, despite feeling completely, com despite feeling complete feelings of betrayal and anger with yourself, you do keep glancing at the Maya barmaid, and you're not paying much attention to what is going on around you, Tanitha. Yeah, that's what you keep telling yourself. Um, however, uh-huh, uh-huh. Um, Harold, Trevor, you hear a creaking sound coming from somewhere behind you, so behind the wall, and then a few moments later, you see people come out of the side street and disappear off into the streets beyond. Yeah, none of them are Anthony, and you don't really catch any of their faces. They're just kind of like hurriedly walking away. You do see some symbols, but you can't make them out in time. No, 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 no. The symbols they have could well be World Ender symbols, but like obscured maybe would be your head canon, but they've all gone before you can see, but you can hear the creaking like sound again that's coming from behind you. No, this is true. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, yeah, you guys finish your drinks. And what do you do next? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye. Um,
So yeah, what do you do next? They said that people outside may have seen Anthony, basically. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's fine.
I'm gonna grab a quick drink of water. I won't be a moment. We're not gonna be too much longer, but just I'd rather get some before my throat completely dies. Yeah. Yeah, we won't be much longer, don't worry. But I'll be back in a moment. Right. Oh, I see. I have no idea. Yeah, that sounds more likely. I'm not sure. Okay, so you guys head over to the man. It's a halfling, um, sitting on a box. Yes, what do you two want? Oh, maybe. What did he look like? Broad strokes. My eyesight's not that good anymore, so details get past me. But okay, right. Um, hmm. Did he have a cloak or a cape? Maybe. I feel like I've seen those things today. Yeah. I don't remember seeing any what's it, guard person, but there's definitely someone with a cloak. Everyone that comes here is acting suspicious. No, true, but you aren't here for that, are you? You know, that. He's doing like motioning, but not the pub. What's underneath the pub? I cannot say. Something that is best left unknown to the majority of the public. He laughs. No, no. Plenty of people gamble around here. No. I'm not giving up any more than I have said, sir. Your friend may well be down there. It is primarily humans who are in on this thing. Do I look human to you? This is true. No. This is my box. I sit here. They give me enough to not whine about them, but I don't know what they do. All cult stuff or something. You didn't pay. Thank you very much, sir. Are you gonna go down there then? Some folks can be. Some of the folks down there might be a bit interested in you folks and potentially not for the reasons you want. So just be careful, okay? There are some rather unsavory characters. He heads off. Said some of them. Good, good. I mean, this is where the bar lady told you he would be as well, so no. He wasn't lying. Hmm. So okay. Ruva, sorry, it has been a while. Um, you're basically just trying to find the others at this point. And so far not having that much luck. You've been to the market. They're not there. You've spoken to some of the people, and the rest of the Team Ram have spoken, and it's been ascertained that they definitely were here. Some of them have pieces of a old sausage that Anthony gave to them, which they're still a bit confused about. Um, but they left some time ago, and no one really seems to know where that you have asked. Okay. So you and the rest of Team Ram begin to head off towards the location marked on your map. It's not too far from the market, actually. It appears to be one of the smaller, like, side streets next to the large main streets. And yeah, you start to make your way towards that. Make me a perception check. Okay, cool, cool. Um, so you enter down this street, and it is very dark, and quite long and quite narrow. Um, and you can actually see the guy who marked where it was on the map for you about halfway down the street. And he turns and sees you and says, "Oh, there you are. I thought you'd be a bit longer." I see. So it's just you four. He said, "I see. So it's just you four." At this point, he steps down, and he steps back, and you notice multiple shadows starting to move down the walls, and a large shadow covering up the light from behind you. You've been around long enough to notice a bugbear and a group of hobgoblins. I'm sorry, sir, but you got a bit too close to my smuggling operation than I'd have liked, and I'm afraid this is the end. But, you know, you were a particularly nice gentleman, I must give you that. Farewell. And he walks off. Remind me what that does? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know what that does. There are two hobgoblins between you and him, but you're just pointing at them. Okay, do it. You blast, and the hobgoblins avoid it, but as a result, it very nearly does hit the guy. He's like, what? Uh, and then legs it a bit less coolly than he had been doing. But yeah, there are hobgoblins and a bugbear coming down towards you, swords drawn. But we aren't doing a combat this time. Um, it's a bit late for that, but you are ready. Cool. Meanwhile, Anthony, uh, you've been following this guy for a while now. You feel like you're very almost there. Make me another perception roll. Okay. 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 Right. I think we've nearly found him. I got a bit confused for a moment, but we're back on the track when we had to divert away from that patrol earlier. But I think I've got them now. So don't you worry. Quick, get down here. Hide here quickly. Make me a stealth roll. Okay, it goes very badly. He got a 4 on a stealth roll and shouted "Yee" and jumped down help. It's not been great. You made a loud sound and the man says, "Oh no! Someone spotted us! Quick, run! Run!" Okay, he pulls you along after him. And you start sprinting down roads. Yeah, and jumping over the things in the way and bumping into people. For a good couple of minutes before he stops and says, "Okay, I think we've lost them. Right, we're almost there. Just keep coming this way." Very close. Very close. But don't worry. Maybe a perception check. Ah, you're good. Meanwhile, Ruva, no, not Ruva, sorry. We know what Ruva's doing. Harold and Tan. You descend the stairs. They're quite long and it's quite quiet. You can hear low murmuring voices, and you can see a dim red glow. There's also maybe a faint smell of some kind of incense, maybe? No, they're too low. Yeah, they're too low and muffled. Hmm. You're not stomping down the stairs. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and there is a small kind of chamber with a corridor beyond it. There are two red torches glowing, fixed to the wall. You get to the bottom, and there's a small chamber with two torches glowing red attached to the wall and a corridor going onwards from there. I mean, something like this, yeah. I I don't think either of you. Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, I think you do. Mhm. You can't really see. Yeah, you can see. It's a very dull red light, but you can see. Yeah, yeah. There's these two at the front, but there are others. No, no, there are others. Hmm. I see. So yeah, you continue to edge forward through this corridor. There are doors, but they are closed and locked. You can hear the sounds of people on the other sides of them. You can't hear, they're speaking in quite hushed tones. When you think you're speaking, you can't understand the language. But yeah. You continue on a little bit longer. Yep, you don't see anyone behind you. You keep going a bit further, and you come to the end of the corridor. At this point, it opens out into a slightly larger room, like a circle like the previous, but larger, still with torches on the walls. And there is a desk at the far end with a book on it. The room is empty. Okay, you do so. The room is stone. It looks more recent. It looks like it's been purposely built like this. It wasn't like a conversion or something. Um, there are a couple of corridors that are kind of obscured in the darkness around the sides of the room, but you can't see anyone or anything down there. The desk is quite fancy, looks pretty well made, and there is a large book that looks quite similar to the one that Ruva was carrying on the desk. Yes. Make me a perception check. Not that you can see, it just looks like it's resting on the table. There are no markings or anything though, it's an unmarked book. Nothing else on the desk. Tan, make me a perception roll. Okay, cool, thank you. Howard, what are you doing? No, not at all. Oh yeah, which is the hilt. You've got a shield, I think, but that's about it. You should be, yeah, you won't be very loud. Mhm. What are you doing? Like 15 feet. Yeah. Which circle room? The one that Dan is in. Oh, sorry. No, not 15 feet. What am I on about? Um, bottom of the stairs, first room. No, sorry. More like 100 feet. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking of in my head. I'm. No, no, we can't. Mm-hmm. Okay, you do so. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, nothing happens. So yeah, you guys get to the stairs when you hear one of the doors starting to unlock and open. Yeah. Okay. You go. You think you vaguely hear someone shout out in alarm, but you can't really hear, and you're already at the top of the stairs. Okay. hmm The two of you do so. Okay. 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 Yep. You guys leg it. At which point, you're sprinting down one of the smaller roads, and you manage to bump into Anthony. Yes. Yes, you do. Yeah. They probably recognize what you were wearing because you still got your Cantavit uniform. Yeah. Yep. Okay. You do so. Okay. You do so. Okay. Cool. Yep. You're pretty sure you've not been followed. You're like 100% sure you haven't been followed. You noticed by this point, it's Anthony. Okay. Does Anthony read the book? Okay. Are you guys heading back to the tower then? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you guys head back to the tower. You figure the Rover and the others will find you all later. Um, and yeah, you get back there absolutely fine. And yeah, Anthony, you get back to your room if that's the happy place. I don't know where it is, but okay. You open the book. It appears to be a ledger. You do know the language. It is written in common. There were lots of different days. In fact, there's a page for each day. Along the top are hours, and along the side appear to be the names of women and amounts of gold. And on this note, we will end the episode. It was indeed a brothel. Um, yeah. Chris, do you want to know what you were doing the whole time? You were chasing a drunk man around the same square just outside the market. Oh wow. Yeah, I had I won't say how many, but I had multiple paths that you guys could end up going down, and you chose one of those ones. Yeah, I'm sorry that there wasn't too much for you to end up doing, Aaron. Um, but I hope that was somewhat enjoyable for people. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll finish episode. Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, we will finish this episode here. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.